Hey, my name is Max,
Jay.
and we're the Non-Binary Nomads. Today, we're going to talk about our ultralight backpacking backpacks, why we use them, and why they're awesome.
Yeah, we decided to go with Waymark Gear, and we wanted to do a review on them. We've put a lot of miles in. Well, a good amount of miles in so far. So
Probably like 400 or 500 on each pack.
yeah, maybe.
Cool, so this is my pack.
Oh, right.
Da-da-da.
That's mine.
You can clearly see our different personalities through our packs. We custom built them. They are the Custom Thru series 30 liters?
38 liters?
38 liter pack.
36?
We probably should have looked at that before we made this video, but we'll put that in the bottom.
Some sort of 30 plus, but under 40 liter pack.
Yeah. Then they're built to carry how many pounds?
It's like 25. It's not a lot, but they are made of thicker material than other ultralight packs, which is kind of why we went with it. So we've put what our base weight is usually about 10 or under pounds.
Yep, without food and water.
Without food and water. And then with food and water, and we've put the dog on top of the pack. So it's really carried more than 25 because he's 26 pounds.
Yeah.
And all that weight is usually being placed right on the connector spot when Max carries him. So I'd say it carries a lot more than 25 pounds, but it's just recommended to only carry about 25 pounds.
Yeah, we would, I don't know, Bobsy would hike for the first 6 miles, and then we put, I don't know, maybe another 3 to 4 miles with him on top. So it wasn't a through hike. It wasn't a lot of time where he was sitting on there, but it did hold up. Nothing pulled or ripped on my pack. That was pretty cool. I guess we could talk about some things that we like and dislike. Do you dislike anything with this pack?
Yeah, there's one thing that I dislike, but it has to do with my shoulders, so we'll save that to the end because there's actually way more things that I like about the pack.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's absolutely perfect. It's just, I think, for my body size and my shoulder injuries that I could have used a different shouldery system. But again, I'll do that. I'll say that at the end.
Okay, so the packs that I've had, I was in the Marine Corps, so I had some pretty terrible packs from Vietnam back in the day. They actually were old packs that we just reused.
Seems
it was
practical.
And then after that, I had an external frame JanSport. It was like a 1979 build that we got passed along through the family. And then I had a Kelty internal frame pack. I think it was a 45 liter, and then you could bring the top up to add an extra 10 liters. What have you had before this?
Oh, my first backpacking trip, I literally didn't have a backpacking pack. I used a backpack and then strapped a small backpack to the outside of that backpack. And then I packed all the wrong gear. The only thing I spent money on was a decent sleeping bag. It was not the best situation, but I finished that trip and it was amazing. And then after that, I bought my Deuta. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's a 55 liter or a 45 liter, and then you can extend it up and it adds on 10 liters to that. I actually really, really like that pack. It fits my body amazingly. I've had other people use it. You can adjust it to different body sizes. It's quality, but the only problem is the pack itself weighs 3 pounds. And when you're my size, I'm 4'11". 3 pounds is 2 pounds too many for my pack to weigh, because that's 2 pounds added to the rest of everything else that's on my body. So when we were researching packs, I saw reviews for the Waymark pack. There's a few main brands. There's Z packs and Hyperlight. Mm-hmm. They usually use Dyneema. And then I found reviews for Waymark, and they don't use Dyneema. I can't remember. We probably should have done more research before we hit record, but I can't remember what this fabric's called, but it's thicker than Dyneema. It's heavier than Dyneema, but I think this pack weighs slightly over a pound. Oh, I have stuff in my pack still. How much does your pack weigh? Yeah, a little bit over a pound.
We can put all the details in the below part, whatever
I'm not
that's
good
called.
with details.
I think the bottom line is that we love these packs. For me, the fact that this weighs about a pound, same thing. My old one weighed like over 3 pounds, and so that's 2 pounds more of food that I can carry, and I love food, so that was kind of the determining factor for me. This, I feel like I could go on a run with it when it's on my pack, which is really cool. It kind of moves with my body. It doesn't have a frame, and I was really worried about that at the beginning. But after doing the research and seeing that other people were doing it, I decided I could be stubborn enough to try something new.
Okay, can I just stop here and say that I was about the life when it came to lighter packs with no frames because, again, we are small people.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, maybe because I've been doing this research, we should take down the weight on some of the things, and then maybe hiking would be more fun. And Max was like, no. No, I'm not going to do it. Doesn't sound practical. I'm going to use my heavy pack forever. End of story. And I was like, that's fine. I'm going to get a bunch of lighter stuff. And then, lo and behold, this guy over here is like, I'm going to get all this ultralight stuff, and look how happy they are now.
Here's the thing. I'm a Capricorn. I'm stubborn. I don't like spending money on things, especially if I haven't tried them. So I usually stick with the things that I know that I like. And I didn't think I was going to like a pack that did not have a frame because I knew that I liked packs with frames. So for me, switching over to a Waymark, that was a pretty big deal. I am thankful that Jay... Because you had an ultralight pack before this one, right?
Oh God, that pack is terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a really off-brand frameless pack, and I think for some people with maybe bigger shoulders, it may have worked, but for me, it absolutely did not work. But it was a nice introduction to the fact that like my pack could be lighter. So.
Yeah, and by you doing the research and kind of checking into those things, that convinced me that I could try something new, and here we are. Anyway, so I do like being frameless now. I do, whenever I'm packing my pack, I'll put something here flat. Usually it's my food bag that I use to rehydrate my food. I'll put it here so it's kind of padded a little bit.
On the inside of the bag, right?
Right, on the inside of the bag. I've seen other people do sleeping pads, like if they've got a foam sleeping pad or a sitting pad even.
I use the tent tarp that we put underneath the tent. I just fold it up and like slide it in the back, and it just kind of creates a little bit of just like a straight surface.
Yeah.
So that my back isn't pushing against like my food and my sleeping bag and all those things.
Weird. Yeah, to make it all bumpy.
Something I think we should mention about frameless packs is that they're not meant to hold a lot of weight. Mm-hmm. So the idea behind a frameless pack is you've already got your base weight down to a certain amount, and then you get a backpack that matches that weight. So if you still have a really heavy sleeping bag and a really heavy tent, you probably want to work on those things first before you get a lighter backpack. Because if your base weight is still 25, 50 pounds, you need those heavier 3-pound packs to hold that weight.
Yeah.
So I want to highlight that because when I was doing research, I was asking a lot of people what their opinions were on lighter packs, and like over and over and over, it was just repeated, get the base weight down first before you look into a ultralight pack.
Yeah.
So do that first and then look into the packs. But again, these packs do hold a bit of weight.
They do. So let's talk about like the setup of this pack. Some things that I like about it. I have kind of a mesh, we both have them on the outside, a mesh pocket. This is where I store my food during the day. It bends a lot. You can have kind of things poking out. I'll put all my food in here so I can reach it. I'll put my trash in here so that way I don't have to open and close my bag all day long.
I pretty much end up shoving everything in the front of the pack throughout the day.
Yeah, and Waymark has an option where you can do, I can't remember what this fabric's called, but it's a mesh.
Or the mesh.
Yeah, and I would not go with the mesh because one, I don't care to see what's in here. But two, I feel like all of my stuff that I shove in and out would catch on that mesh and then pull and break it. So I'm really thankful that I went with this.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was going to hold initially, but it's actually, we took it on the PCT, the TRT, and it's done fine.
It's great. We have these side drawstrings, I guess you could call them. I put my trekking poles in them when I'm not using them. And then I'll put my water in here, and since my water is a 1.5 liter smart water bottle, it usually has the purifier squeezed in on top, so I can wrap this around the water so it doesn't like slosh around or fall out of my pack. These are the straps. They're extra padded. I think we went with the 2-inch straps.
We went with whatever was more padded.
Yeah, we both have shoulder issues. It's got a clip on the front so that you can clip the pack. I guess you could put something here, but I never do. The waist belt is a big deal for me. So we went with
getting the waist belt because it's either you get one or you don't.
Yeah, and I wanted my weight to be distributed more on my hips, if at all possible, instead of on my shoulders, since we do have so many terrible shoulder things.
And that's another like debatable issue is a lot of people say if you're going to have an ultralight pack, you don't need the waist belt because you're not carrying as much weight, so it shouldn't be so bad on your shoulders. But in my experience, I need the waist belt, and I think you feel the same way.
I do. I was willing to sacrifice the extra weight, quote unquote, that was put on here for, I think the other option's like a 1-inch waist belt. And
it was 1 inch or no waist belt at all? Waist belt,
yeah. So
we went with the padded ones.
Yeah, and it's actually attached to the pack. It's not like added on or anything. And then we put one pouch on here. This is where I keep all my food while I'm hiking, rather than like my lunch and stuff that's in the big mesh pocket. The thing that I regret not doing originally was getting a second one. So this is just a regular, it's got like a little tab on it that I could slide stuff on. I ended up buying a second Waymark pouch to put on it because I wanted to be able to put my phone and my trash and hand sanitizer in this one on the other side.
Yeah, you can manage with one. I mean, we've done all of our hiking with one. We just got the second one.
Just got them.
Max got me mine for my birthday.
Happy birthday.
But two it's a little bit luxury, but I think it's worth it because then I don't mix all my trash with my snacks. And I have an iPhone 11, and they're fucking huge, honestly. So it kind of needs its own pocket.
And I don't like having my phone in my pocket of my pants because then it gets all sweaty or it falls out or whatever the case may be. So I can put it in there now, which is pretty cool. And then the other side is the same as the first side that I showed you. Same thing with the water bottle and purifier. Okay, so then the top, you have a Velcro right here that attaches to this one. So you can do that. And you could close it just like this if you needed that extra room to put like maybe extra food or whatever you want to put in there. Or what I normally do, you can roll this bad boy down to make the pack super small and then clip it, and that helps a little with like water resistance and keeping everything tight. So that's pretty much all that I have to say about my Waymark pack.
They're not waterproof, but they are water resistant. I think we've been in a few situations where
it's rained.
It's rained a little bit and like
water crossings.
Yeah, stay pretty dry.
We usually put they're called contractor bags.
I don't know if it's contractor or compactor.
Some type of bag. It's like a
see-through
see-through plastic thing that we put in the inside, and then we put all of our stuff in there. They're really loud whenever you're trying to pack stuff in it.
Oh my gosh, we were the loudest people at camp every day.
But it keeps everything waterproof, so even if my pack's getting wet, all my stuff on the inside is still dry, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think we'll appreciate that a lot on our river crossings this summer.
Yeah.
If that happens.
If summer happens.
Yeah, quarantine.
Summer's
2020.
canceled.
Anything else you want to talk about? Your shoulder straps.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So who knows? I've got so many shoulder issues. I don't regret any of it, but they had a few different shoulder options, and I think there was I don't remember if these are the wider, like we got the thicker ones. And then I think there may have been a narrower one. So we got the wider one so that like the weight was more distributed. And it's definitely, I think they call it like an S curve strap.
There was like a recommended for the men and a recommended for the women.
Generally, men's straps tend to be straight, usually. And then the S curve helps if you have shoulder issues or you happen to be larger chested or you're just a little bit curvier. So I figured I'd go with that because my problem is I have the shoulder width of a 12-year-old pretty much. So when I put on the straps, the problem is, and this is all backpacks, the weight actually sits here, like here on me, and it should be sitting here. So I have to constantly pull the straps in. And the chest strap isn't made to hold a lot of weight. No chest strap is. So that helps a little with pulling them inwards, but it doesn't help a lot. So my only complaint with this bag is something that I don't think could have been prevented unless I got a fully customized bag.
Which you can do, which is a pretty
You can
cool
do.
option.
It was just more money and more time. And at the time, their website was questionable. There's just a lot of work to be done on the website, but I think that they've improved it since then. I think my only thing is I would love it if these straps were slightly closer together for me. I, again, am really small, so I think these straps would do great for literally most people. So that's my only problem, is that the straps end up sitting a little bit wide on me. Otherwise, the straps themselves are so much more comfortable than my last ultralight pack. The reason I went with this company specifically wasn't just because of the fabric, but because they have these weight distribution straps right here at the shoulder. So this loosens up and the pack can be further away from you, so the weight leans further off your back. And then when you need to pull it closer to your back and a little bit more off your shoulders, you tighten it up. A lot of ultralight packs do not have this. Again, because the theory is if your weight is lower, you don't need things like this. But when you have shoulders that are like mine, I need the assistance. So love this. The straps could just be closer together. I guess if I was good at sewing, which I'm not, I could adjust them. I'll probably just suffer with it, honestly, because I just ended up using a lot of KT tape on my shoulders, and I figure my shoulders are just gonna hurt anyway. Yeah.
Oh, the one thing that I didn't talk about is this.
This thing's clutch.
Dude.
With a bare vault.
Yeah, I wish I would have sewn this on all my other packs. We don't have enough room in the inside to put a bare vault when we need it in bear country.
We got to Kennedy Meadows, which was the first time I think we used a bare vault with these packs.
On the PCT it was, at least. We used them on TRT.
Okay. Well, we got to Kennedy Meadows. I didn't know what to do with my bare vault because I tried to put it in the pack. Didn't work. Because
it was up against our back, so it was kind of making us do like a curvy thing.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
It was a nightmare.
But all of our food was in there, so that was where all of our weight was. So we figured a couple things out.
Yeah, we found out if we put it on top. Well, I put my food in its food bag at the bottom of my pack.
That's what I did.
With all the weight down there.
Yeah.
And then I put the bare vault on top of the pack and then clipped it in empty. Actually, I think I put like the rain fly in it or something light.
So this comes open pretty big. Put the bare vault on there. We have the BV 450 or whatever, the bigger one.
Big clear blue one.
Yeah. I put my quilt in here, my sleeping system.
I put the rain fly.
Because it was so light, but that gave us room to put food inside the pack and then the bare vault on top of the pack, and we felt like that was the most brilliant thing in the world. It's
just the weight distribution was like so much better, and I really don't think it would have been possible to carry the bare vault with my sleeping bag. I brought a fucking 0-degree sleeping bag into the desert. It was all I had. I didn't have money to get anything else. But anyways, it was very thick, and I couldn't have fit everything in my pack if that strap wasn't available. So yeah, that was pretty much a
props
lifesaver.
to Waymark. This saved our lives, because if you get fined if you don't have the bare vault.
Yeah.
And also, you're endangering the bears and yourself, so you kind of have to have it.
If the bare vault's on the outside, if you do happen to run into a ranger, they don't have to search your pack or tap your pack for a bear vault because they see that you have it. Your food doesn't have to be in the vault during the day. It just has to be in the vault at night.
Yeah.
So
I also wear a pair of socks that has a loop on them, and this was cool because I could let them dry. Like during the day, they would sit out in the sun and be attached to this loop, which was really cool.
Yeah, I put my underwear on it.
Yeah, so you'd like dry stuff out while hiking, which was cool. Yeah.
I think the strap is optional. I'm not sure, but I think it might be optional.
Go for it.
Yeah, get the strap.
It's worth it.
It's worth the extra weight. And I mean, I guess if you hate it, you could cut it off.
Yeah, but I don't know why you hate it.
Yeah.
I think that's everything, yeah?
Yeah, these packs don't have any internal pockets at all. It's just one big pouch, and then you roll it down. That sounds scary at first if you're used to regular packs with a ton of pockets. It's like, how do I organize things? But I came in with that mentality and just realized that if you just have a system, and maybe even if you need little other spaces,
pouches. Yeah, like
get
waterproof bags.
Yeah, get like a little waterproof bag or just some sort of pouch or something, and like divide things up that way. But for the most part, I put my clothes in a separate bag, and bathroom stuff, but everything else I just shove into the bag. I don't put my sleeping bag in a stuffed sack at all. I just shove it in.
Yeah.
And it's not like things move around once they're in there.
Yeah, everything's all cinched and tight, and I literally feel like I could go for a run when I'm wearing my gear, which is cool.
Yep. Yeah, so this is like my favorite pack I've ever had. I don't think I would try another company.
No, I'd totally stick with Waymark forever.
Yeah, and the guy is one dude in his garage making all these packs for hikers. So it's a very small business.
It takes a little while to get the pack, so don't buy it a couple weeks before you're through hike and try it out anyway.
You can buy, I think, like an off-the-shelf one with like no color customization, and it'll come quicker, but it still takes a while because he does have to make that by himself again.
I think he has one other employee.
Maybe. I think it's a family thing, but yeah, support a small business. They weren't. Oh, that was another thing is price-wise.
Oh, yeah.
These things were like $100 less than Z-Packs and Hyperlight, and I really think that these are going to last longer.
Yeah.
Z-Packs and Hyperlight, I'm not downing the companies. I like Z-Packs. I have a few of their waterproof bags. I haven't tried Hyperlight, but they usually guarantee their packs to withstand one through hike. Now that's like 2,000 miles, so like that's decent. So if you're just doing small hikes here and there, it's probably going to last you a while. I don't know if there was any guarantees on this, but I really don't see this pack having any issues. And
honestly, I feel like if it had an issue, we could send it back and be like, hey, can you fix this? And that would be way cheaper than buying another one anyway.
Yeah. So they were like, I don't know, $200.
It was right around $200, yeah, because we customized them.
Yeah, but
you can get smaller ones for cheaper. You can get off-the-shelf ones for cheaper.
Oh, and they make larger ones too.
They do. These are small. These are the smaller version of them.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you learn... When I first started carrying this one, I was used to having the big pack that was extra heavy, and I would just toss it around all the time. Like, it didn't matter where it landed on the trail when we were taking breaks. But if you treat this with respect, like, it's worth the money that it is, and, like, kind of be nice to it, you're not going to catch on anything. It's not going to get all dirty and gross, and it'll
Don't throw your packs around. I mean, do that with your regular pack, too, because that costs you a fuck ton of money as well.
Right,
but you know, treat it nice.
Be nice.
Yeah, it's your home for your hike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think so.
Cool. 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, this is the size. They come in sizes. This one's a small medium, if you can see that.
I think that's for your torso.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't see the tag. It's fine, but these are small mediums.
Yeah.
And I'm 4'11", and you're
5'3".
5'3". So.
Cool. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.